meaningful to people. I don't think I fully understood the scope of it until I started talking about this character. And I've just been reading every Marvel comic that's ever been created.
Brie understood the wish fulfillment of becoming a superhero, and now Captain Marvel is about to take the lead and be at the forefront of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
The idea that we can have a symbol that represents strength and humility and compassion, that feels really valuable. It's incredibly difficult, but everyone's so loving and supportive that every day has felt fun. I think that's what makes for the magic that you see on screen. I feel like my whole life has sort of accumulated to this moment.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Surprise, surprise, we got a new Captain Marvel promo to break down. There's even more footage coming next week too. So no worries, there's also some cool stuff that dropped separate from this that I'll add to the video too that sort of clarifies what's going on with all the characters and what the Skrulls' mission on planet Earth actually is. We'll do a new round of that IMAX ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite Captain Marvel moment on the video. So, first big thing, Brie Larson talking about the character with Kevin Feige and the directors in the background of some of these shots too. You see her sitting in her Captain Marvel gear unzipped like she's wearing just like a regular jacket. This is the actual costume, so like when she's not shooting scenes, they do try to make it comfortable for the actors, especially if they have to wear those for like a 12-hour shoot. People like Karen Gillan probably have it the worst though, because they have like a giant headpiece that they have to have on at all times. You see more footage of Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. rolling up to that blockbuster the next morning after she crash lands into the action movie section. Then you see her trying to use that payphone just a little while later. I do appreciate Brie Larson talking about reading every possible Marvel comic she could get her hands on. They announced her a couple years ago, so this picture of her actually reading that Captain Marvel comic was right after I think they publicly announced her. There's more new footage of her looking through her files at the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility that Nick Fury takes her to, looking at a picture of herself as an Air Force pilot. Remember, a big theme of the movie is that her past is essentially fever dreams that she has every once in a while, so she's not sure if they're real memories or if they're fake, so she tries to find that out over the course of the movie. There's a couple new scenes of her getting really punchy, like maybe there's a Skrull somewhere hiding out, because remember, the Skrulls have already infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. Nick Fury's boss is Talos, the leader of the Skrull secret invasion. So maybe when she's walking through the archives here, she bumps into one, and that winds up being the Skrull that we see them looking at on the table that's also inside this special facility with Coulson and Nick Fury in the background. There's more footage during that Los Angeles train fight when she's fighting the Old Lady Skrull, Old Lady Puncher, Captain Marvel for the win, Nick Fury chasing after them in his car. That might be before you see them on the highway here, where she actually starts to explain her backstory. Noble Kree warrior. Pretty loaded comment from Kevin Feige too, saying she's about to take the lead in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a couple of reasons. One, just because she's getting a solo movie that will premiere in a couple months, so she'll literally be at the forefront of Marvel's marketing and all the attention. But within the universe, second big reason why she's coming to the forefront is because of her comic book history and her involvement with the Avengers as a figure of authority, her relative power levels compared to the other Avengers. She is a cosmic level hero, and there are only a couple that can claim to be that strong on the Avengers. Like Hulk, one of the strongest Avengers, Thor, one of the strongest Avengers, Vision when he still had the Mind Gem. For the very same reason, you could call Scarlet Witch a cosmic level character because of the way her powers work and how she got them from the Infinity Stones, and because they just continually grow with no end in sight. They're also implying that she's going to become one of the figures of authority to replace people like, say, Captain America when he rides off into the sunset, whichever theory you want to endorse how that goes down. Before I talk about Captain America theories, remember, Joe Russo said something really interesting where he's like, I don't think that Chris Evans is done playing Captain America after Avengers Endgame. This is that clip.
I mean, I think it was more emotional for him than us, only because, he's not done yet. So, and I won't explain what that means, but the audience will soon understand what I'm talking about.
There's a lot of pauses and uhs in there. It's probably just because he doesn't want to give away any big spoilers, and there's just so much information that they're not ready to tell people yet. But on a thematic level, if you want to talk about Captain America going out, think about it this way. He's a soldier. He's ready to give his life and willing at every turn. He has no problem dying for his cause. There's also that foreshadowing scene from Infinity War where he says, "We don't trade lives," as it, like he'd be willing to sacrifice himself before he traded someone else's life. We'll talk more about that when we get more Avengers Endgame trailers, maybe around the Super Bowl. There could be an Endgame trailer, maybe a Captain Marvel promo then too, but we're getting a Captain Marvel trailer next week, so it just remains to be seen how much footage they're going to drop and how much they're willing to spend on those movies, because a Super Bowl ad is the most expensive one you could possibly buy. It's crazy. When Brie Larson in this clip is talking about Captain Marvel embodying strength, humility, and compassion, I think there's a lot of the range of her character that we haven't seen in the trailer so far. One of the leading comments that I've seen on all the Captain Marvel trailer videos that I've done is that people feel like she's emotionless. She feels more like the Kree soldier Captain Marvel, just totally hardcore, dedicated to her cause, not thinking about a whole lot else. But I think she's coming off that way because all the dialogue that we've seen from her for the most part is from early in the film, before she starts to peel back the onion layers of her memories and learn that everybody's been lying to her about her past. There are a couple other moments in this teaser video where you do see her personality come through a little bit. There's more footage of her trying to escape the Skrull mind probe device. This is them just trying to extract information from her. Remember, they're willing to do anything to win the Kree-Skrull war, so that's why they have her upside down, because she is one of the Kree's most powerful weapons and probably knows most of their secrets. This here is probably a better example of Captain Marvel's personality. This is Carol Danvers with Maria Rambeau, aka Photon, remember Monica Rambeau's mother from the comics, and I can't tell just from this footage if it's meant to be a flashback from before her accident with the Psyche Magnetron or if it's later after she's regained her memories. But since most of the footage we've seen of her as an Air Force pilot with Maria Rambeau is from early in the movie, I'm guessing that that's when it's from. Like there's some Air Force bar and it looks like they're singing karaoke or something like that. But this shot of her swapping the Carol Danvers name tag for the Brie Larson one on her flight suit there is from her real life Air Force pilot training, because she had to train a little bit so that when they actually do these scenes with her in the cockpit, especially early in the film, they feel authentic. This shot of her in the Nine Inch Nails t-shirt with Nick Fury in the bar seems like it's still from pretty early in the film when they're explaining everything about each other to each other, where she starts remembering more about her past, Nick Fury starts to explain what's happening with S.H.I.E.L.D., and she tries to explain the Kree-Skrull war to him. And, Skrulls can turn into anyone, all the mechanics of what it is that she's trying to fight. There's more footage of Nick Fury with the alien cat. It's called Goose in this movie. In the comics, it's called Chewie. I don't know why Star Wars or Lucasfilm would prevent them from using the Chewie name, but you would think with Marvel and Star Wars both being Disney owned, it would be less of a problem for them doing stuff like that. We're still not really sure where the cat comes from within the context of the movie, because it's named Goose after Goose in Top Gun, and Carol Danvers isn't supposed to remember her past when she's with Star Force, so it wouldn't really make sense for this version of Captain Marvel who's been mind-wiped to know a bunch of Earth references Spider-Man style. I'm sure she and Peter Parker will have fun talking about movies during the Avengers movies. But then they just have a really cool motion poster, and the next big trailer, like I said, is going to be dropping Monday night, so of course I'll do a video for that. But there are a couple other promos that they revealed that give you a little bit more on each other's backstories, and they confirm secret invasion for the Skrulls. So this Nick Fury promo just reads, in the years following the Cold War, Nick Fury wrestles with his sense of purpose within S.H.I.E.L.D. When Nick crosses paths with Captain Marvel, they become Earth's only hope of stopping a Skrull invasion. Then Talos just reads, perhaps the most cunning spy in all the Skrull Empire is a master of shape-shifting and intergalactic espionage, an integral leader in the bitter Kree-Skrull war. The fearsome Talos will do whatever it takes to protect his own. So if it wasn't clear, they are going full-blown secret invasion with the Captain Marvel movie, which is why I don't think that they'll completely repeat that plot after Avengers Endgame. We will continue to see Skrulls pop up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just too useful of an ability to have for fun story twists, like, oh my god, I thought this was my friend that I've been talking to this whole time, when secretly it's a Skrull. There'll always be fun moments like that in future movies, and we haven't even gotten to the Super Skrull yet, so it's not like the Captain Marvel movie is going to be the last time you ever see them, even if she does put all these Skrulls, including Talos, on ice. Let me know in the comments though, what are you most excited for? I know there's still lots of questions about what's going on with the movie, with her powers, how it's going to fit into Avengers Endgame. Obviously, I think we all have some post-credit scene theories. But no worries, remember, trailer coming Monday night, so that'll be my next Captain Marvel video, but there will be some more Marvel tomorrow too. I've been getting lots of specific questions about Avengers Endgame. I'll name a new giveaway winner when I post new Marvel. Click here for that new Kevin Feige Avengers Endgame, X-Men, and Namor video, and click here for that other Captain Marvel trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.